Hi, I'm Nancy Green with Film Critique.
Hey, Nancy.
And hi, and I wanted to ask you, first of all, I just saw Abigail. I loved it. I wish you were in it longer. It was
Sis, sis, it's a scary movie. You know I wasn't gonna survive in there.
yeah. But with this, it's a very, interesting storyline with the science fiction and whatnot. And I wanted to know for you, is this the type of thing, like, do you think about these sort of things, like with the storyline of this particular show, and how do you feel about like the whole process of that?
Okay, can you ask me that again? Because you asked me
Uh,
about Abigail, I went to my death scene, and then my
yes.
mind didn't think about it. Okay, I'm
Um,
listening.
okay. I wanted to know with this kind of storyline with the science fiction, are these the type of things that you think about, like how time works and space and things like that? And is that part of what got you interested in this role? And how do you go about the process of that?
Sci-fi allows you to escape, and most animations and sci-fis, they're trying to give you truths, but they disguising it in a fantasy background so that your mind can receive it. You know what I mean? So this was so good about Peter Harness doing Constellation. You think about it, could have been in any other genre? No, because Peter's trying to talk to you, your subconscious. So what does he do? He puts you in space. He puts you in a place where he can talk about family. He can talk about what it's like to have separation, have unforgiveness, what it's like to have guilt and shame. These are really the ideas that he's speaking about in the show. You know, how do you put something together? If you see Joe and her husband, it's not right. It wasn't right before they left, and now when she comes back, it's kind of still not right. And how do you work through things that are not right? You know, in this day and society, we give up on each other so easy. And so now he's put you in a confined space like the ISS for you to look at you. This show is nothing about anybody. It really ain't about space. It ain't about Joe. It ain't about Paul. All he's trying to do is get you to look at these scenarios and how do you compare these in your own life? How do you deal with something? How do you not sweep things under the rug? Because the whole International Space Station and the community and JPL and all that other stuff, they're trying to sweep it under the rug and put you on a pill and numb you. This is what we do in real life. When we don't want to deal with something, we eat. And we keep eating. You know, I think what I tell my students in my school, I tell them all the time, the first lesson they have to do is do an unforgiveness list. People that they need to forgive. And the number one person that they got to write on that list is themselves. Because you got to forgive yourself for everything, one, that you caused or you did not cause. And until if you don't do that, then your energy is blocked. So you can never become the best person that you need to become. I talk about the type of things that I gravitate to. So that's why the sci-fi space was great. One, we want representation in that space. You know, if we go way back, we created all this stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? So we want to be represented in that space and seen in that space and valued in that space. You know, I am personally tired of when we get an award, we always say, oh, you know, no one gave us a shot, or I was a little black boy that, that's good. But there needs to be a new conversation because as African Americans, we've been doctors, we've been lawyers, we are doctors, we are lawyers, we've done this already. So it's time to tell a new story. It's time to be seen in a new image. And I think this is why we gravitate to the Sidney Poitiers and the Harry Belafontes and the Mega Everetts and all of, because there was men of that time where they were seeing the future. They were seeing where we were going to be, not, you know, how people see us. Dr. King, Judge a band, by the color of his skin, but by the contents of his character, right? So if we playing characters, then we need to be seen in these spaces and in that light, not dimmed down or made a caricature of a person. And I was glad that, you know, Apple would do a show and write such a fantastic character like this where I can exist in that space.
Nice, nice. Thank you. And that's a fantastic answer. And yes, much success with the show. It's very interesting. Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you. Um, See, now my spirit has flew. Nancy, Don't be hard on yourself. In life, don't be hard on yourself. You're a hard worker, you work hard, you're not always appreciated, especially in family. People don't see the work that you do and the love that you give. But just don't be hard on yourself. Things will work out in the way that they need to work out. When a person has greatness in them, it's always the family members who really don't see it first. The greatness is not always for them to see. It's for you to see because they will be a benefit because you have become great in what you need to do in life. So the Lord is telling me to tell my daughter Nancy, don't be hard on herself. Just keep going. You're not alone. You're not by yourself. Things will work the way they need to work. You just can't take things personal. You get in trouble, you take things personal. It's not always personal. Don't be hard on yourself. I don't know why it revealed to me like that, but I'll be remiss if I didn't say it because I see where you're going. Everything that you want to do deep down inside, the books that you want to write, everything that you have, the ideas, they will come to pass and God will send the people to fund those ideas for you. However, don't be hard on yourself in the process. I don't know you, but he knows you. And he's telling me, tell Nancy Green, I'm getting ready to put her face around the world when it comes to these books on every bookshelf because she needs to tell her story, but she needs to not have unforgiveness in her heart towards the things that people have done to her and not feeling like she's seen. But you are seen because he sees you. And so it's getting ready to happen. So don't abandon the pen. Tell your story. Don't let shame, don't let guilt, don't let the lack of qualifications or whatever it may be, because you're going to be the one to save your family, but you can't save anyone if you don't go and become great. I hope that makes sense. I love you, but the Lord loves you more. Okay,
Yeah,
brother, I'm ready.
thank you. Wow.